Hello, everybody. We are here today with another educational opportunity to make connections with local resources that could help with food, housing, or isolation struggles due to post-pandemic world. And today we have our Dr. Marty Casey, and she is going to speak to us today on restoring personal joy after grief. And we're excited to hear what you got to say, Dr. Casey. So go right ahead. It's your floor.
Thank you very much. It's such an honor and a pleasure to always be here. My name is Dr. Marty Casey with Ungun Institute LLC, and it is wonderful to partner with Aging Advantage. Those who may be familiar with this particular platform, by now you probably have seen me. And I'm always on here kind of talking about things that deals with trauma or, as today we're going to be talking about restoring joy, things that help you emotionally balance. And so I'm excited about today's topic. What I want to share with you is that at this particular time of the year, there's like two times of the year that I'm most concerned about when I'm working with my clients, and it's this time of the year, and of course, it's around the end of the year when we have major holidays hitting back to back. Thanksgiving and Kwanzaa, Christmas, all of those holidays hitting at the same time. And right now, we're going on a series of holidays that's coming up, of celebrations, I should say. And that's Mother's Day, that's Father's Day, that's Memorial Day. All those things kind of hit back to back. And what I know for a fact is that anyone who has ever lost a loved one, someone that's dear to their heart, that was very impactful in their life emotionally, these can be some very rough and hard times. So I just want to share and drop a few nuggets of some things to think about and some ways that you can overcome your grief and restore joy back to your life. So restoring personal joy after grief. Now, why did I say personal? Because your feelings and your emotions, they belong to you. No one can tell you how to feel. No one can even help you a lot of times with what you're feeling. You ever heard somebody say, "Oh, he made me mad," or "She did this to me"? No, that's the way your mind, body, and spirit naturally responded to what happened, right? It's your perspective. It's what your body naturally did to react versus respond. And the more that we practice responding, we can get out in front of those emotions, those triggers, those things that remind us of that hurt and pain, that experience, um, that event that took place. And this is the thing. More and more, I am talking to my clients and my circle of friends and family and saying to them that, you know, it's okay to sometimes uh, feel all of those emotions because that's how the mind, the body, and your spirit practice how to even respond to those emotions. So if they never experience it, how would they know how to keep you safe, right? I remember I'm gonna veer off a little bit and tell a quick little story. I was a new mother. I have one daughter that I birthed and brought into the world who's 34 years old now. But I was a new mother at 20 years old, and I remember my daughter being in a pumpkin seat. And I was at the flea market. And if you know anything about being at a flea market, you got all these people just kind of walking through, stopping at different booths and doing things. And so I had my daughter in her little umbrella stroller. And I said pumpkin seat, but she was in an umbrella stroller. Had her in that, and I saw a purse that I really wanted to kind of take a closer look at. And so I was like, "Oh, let me see that one there. No, not that one. The one next to it." And I'm engaging in asking about that purse. And she gets the purse down off of the, little shelving, and I'm taking a look at it. And I was like, oh, I really like this. And I'm trying to, put the purse on my shoulder. I'm doing all this. I was like, okay, well, if you hold it for me, I'll come back and I'll decide if I get it on the way out. Happy. Hand her the purse back. Turn around. Where's my daughter? Oh my God. Somebody just took my daughter. And I went numb. I froze. I couldn't even scream. Like I needed to process. My body, my mind, and my spirit was trying to process what I was feeling and what just took place. So it was like a, and right when I was about to, well, I'm sure, let out a scream of help, my friend from high school was standing there watching me the entire time. He had pulled her stroller back towards him to watch me panic. And then he rolled her back up to me. He says, "What's up, Marty?" I was so angry. I was so angry. He says, "You cannot be that engaged in anything around here and not hold on to this stroller because thank goodness I'm somebody that knows you and I wanted to teach you this lesson." He says, "But it could have been somebody that didn't know you and it would have been a lesson you would have never forgotten." Mm. Just even talking about it and thinking about it, it saddens me that just like that, something could take place. Trauma hit just like that. My mind, body, and spirit responded just like that. That could have been some overwhelming grief that I would have never gotten over, I don't believe, just like that. But because I experienced that, it heightened my ability to always check my surroundings, to be aware of where I'm at, what I'm doing, holding on to things, locking things up. Like I have it, if I had not, I believe, if I had not experienced that, I probably wouldn't be the way that I am today. And now making sure that never happens again. So, what I want you to do right now is look at your grief, your deepest remembrance of your hurt and pain, the depth of it, and how you felt. And I want you to now think of how it has helped to grow you, to help you to understand yourself emotionally when you break. What is it that you need? What is it that you need to do? What is even trying to get your attention? Sometimes when grief happens, we shut it all down. We don't want to remember nothing. We just want the world to stop and leave us alone. But I promise you, there's some good nuggets inside of that grief that can help you in the future for anything that you may experience, to protect you, to help you, to make you knowledgeable, and to keep you safe. So, with that being said, I want to just go over 10 different areas, if you will, some things to kind of keep in mind as these holidays are coming forward. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Memorial Day, probably even someone's birthday. When we become older and the longer we have been attached to someone, they become a part of us and we become a part of them. So unfortunately, when we lose that loved one, it feels like we've lost a part of ourselves. So how do we fill that void with more love, with more joy, right? And not keep looking at that void as a whole in the absence of. Let's fill it up with joy. Let's fill it up with love and with celebration. So, the first thing I want to say to you is stay connected. It's so important to stay connected. Maintain maintain regular contact with friends and family so that they can provide emotional support to you. Companionship is important. The person that you lost will never be replaced. No, there's no one on this earth that can take that person's place. However, there are others that can fill the void and give you some time and some love and some moments of joy when you are missing that individual. So you stay connected to those who you really trust and love. The second thing is that I want you to consider to join a support group. Support groups can really be valuable in these types of situations and events that you may have experienced after losing a loved one when that grief takes over. There are actually grief counseling circles. There are places that you can look up in your area and you can join. Not just at your place of worship. That's a very good place. However, if you are not engaged in a particular place of worship, please Google and look up what other areas there. You can even start with your doctor's office. They may even have support groups that they can recommend for you. But it is important. But what I want you to consider when you are joining those support groups, make sure that the way that they support you, it allows you to be able to, one, laugh and feel safe and express, no judgment or anything like that, and that you are not being triggered by others as they tell their stories. So make sure that that support group is pretty balanced emotionally and is giving you what you need. The third thing I want you to assist is to establish a routine. Create a daily routine to bring structure and a sense of normalcy back into your life, right? So, as I mentioned before, if that person has been in your life for years, right? Maybe that was someone that you went to dinner with every Tuesday night. Well, come Tuesdays, guess what happens? The mind, body, and spirit is waiting to go to dinner, but that person's not is no longer there. But who can now go to dinner with you on Tuesdays if that's what you choose to continue to do? How can you, or maybe it's you don't go to dinner with anyone anymore, but maybe the menu that you cook at home becomes those things that you used to eat and order when you were with that person on Tuesdays. There's so many different ways that you can still maintain that sense of joy and connection. So, um, continue to create that sense of normalcy for yourself. Number four, stay active. Oh my goodness. Staying active is good for any age, anybody, anytime, under any circumstances. It really, really is. But I really want you to understand that when a person is going through grief, they feel it. Oh, you feel it. You feel it all over your body. It just seems like the muscles are tight and your head is hurting and the joints are stiff. So I want you to keep moving. I want you to move with purpose. I want you to move like you have somewhere to go and to be, because I want you to be as physically healthy as you can so that the mind continues to work for the body and the spirit continues to work for the mind, right? That is so important. Please, please, please stay active. I in a couple of weeks I will be joining. I can't swim, but I'm like, I need some activity in my life. So I'm going to be doing water aerobics. I absolutely cannot wait to do water aerobics. And I just think that just establishing something that is fun, that keeps me active around other people, where I'm able to kind of practice mindfulness. I mean, I may be in that water and just kind of singing to myself, I mean, whatever I need to do to relax and to get my mind, body, and spirit all on in sync, all in balance with each other. it's so important to do that, whatever that looks like for you, right? Um, then I want you, number 5, to express your emotions. You're human. We all get angry, sad. We feel love. We get excited. We we cry. We scream. We sometimes we shell up. However you may react and respond to how you feeling emotionally, I want you to know it's okay. It's okay. The key is just recognizing when the mind, body, and spirit is reacting that way or responding that way. What is it really trying to tell you you need, right? Because what I want you to do is take yourself from that low place, bringing it back up to joy. So, how do you get out of that? I mean, just the other day, something happened and I got so angry. And I was like, okay, Marty, practice your own stuff. Practice what you preach. I had to stop, take a breath, and think. Stop, breathe, think. Stop, breathe, think. Okay, you know what? What you just said didn't sit well with me. However, I hear you, but this is how I feel. So therefore, I choose to, for the sake of my own emotions. Ah, try it. It works. And you sound like you are in control of the world. When and you check somebody in the most professional way that they could be checked. Hmm. I love it. I'm telling you, try it. Try it today. You may need it. Stop, breathe, think, and then respond. Stop reacting. A reaction is quick, right? A reaction is so quick. But a response is thoughtful. It's it's calculated. It's choice. Hmm. Yeah. Number 6, seek professional help. I want you to consult a therapist or a counselor, doctor, anyone who specializes in grief or loss. That's what they're here for. Seriously. They went to school for this. They, I'm going to tell you a secret. You're not the first or the last to lose a loved one. They know what to do and say for you. They know what you need. Lean into them. Lean in for that help. We all need help. We do. It's important. So get the help that you need. They're ready to help you. They're wanting to help you, and they can help you. Number 7, I want you to volunteer and engage in hobbies that you like or love. I love to sing. I love to sing. Out of nowhere, and I don't sing as often as I used to. I used to sing professionally years and years and years ago. I still can hold a note, but I find myself in the shower singing even more and more. Um, I find myself when I'm home alone, I'll just bust out in song because my mind, body, and spirit remembers that joy that it would bring when I would be singing publicly. Continue those things. Don't lose your gifts and talents. Use them. You were born with them. That's that's your medicine. That's your natural medicine that you can tap into when you're feeling a certain way and instantly here comes that joy. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus, he loves me. Now that's my song. That might not be yours. I don't, whatever your song is. But when I sing that song, I remember who I am, whose I am, and why I am. And if I know I have a higher power that loves me more than I can love myself in that moment, oh, here comes my joy. Come on, get a song in your heart. Get a song in your heart and sing it. Paint it. Journal it, whatever it is you need to do, but find a way to engage and express. Volunteering is also such an amazing way of restoring joy. Going to feed the homeless, doing whatever it is you need to do to see a smile on someone else's face. I'm going to tell you why. Trauma's transferable, and so is healing. So if you purposely step into a space where someone may not be feeling their best, but you come with joy, that's what you're going to transfer. So don't be afraid to volunteer. Hurt people, heal people. So decide with how you showing up. Show up in a healthy way. Come with the mindset to heal and to help somebody and watch you receive that same thing. You're going to receive what you give. Yeah. Number 8, healthy eating. Now, I'm just you could probably look at this screen and tell that I don't practice this one as much as I need to. That's the reason that I have to go and do that water aerobics 3 times a week coming up. But it's important. Get your water in, get some fruit into your life, some vegetables into your life. You can start small. If you choose to make that your the way that you live every single day, and that becomes your way of life, kudos to you. I mean, seriously, rah 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 rah. That's I love a little sugar. I love a little sugar in my life, but I I'm okay with that. I'm not struggling with that. If that's a struggle, I want you to cut that out your life. I want you to choose good, healthy eating habits. Okay. And share those recipes with people. That's another way of staying connected. You find a nice dessert and a way to make something that doesn't have all of the sugar and all of those bad ingredients in there, and share it with somebody. Show me how to make some oatmeal cookies that I don't, that's not, with all the sugar. Send me that recipe, seriously, or just send me the cookies, whichever one. I'm all right. Okay. Number 9, I really want you to memorialize your loved one. How can you memorialize your loved one? Well, this is where creativity comes into place. You can create a memory book, you can plant a tree, you can find other things that maybe your loved one liked. Like I had a good friend who passed away, and she loved animals. And so I made a donation to an animal shelter in her name, right? There's so many ways that you can memorialize and honor and keep the legacy alive of your loved one. And when you do things like that intentionally and purposefully, you will find that that joy is automatically built in. So I've been been using Mother's Day and Father's Day. Get all your sisters and brothers together and say, hey, what is that one thing that mom and dad really liked and loved? Let's, as a family, let's put in together and let's make this happen. And now moving forward, every Mother and Father's Day, you coming out to that tree that you all planted and you taking a family portrait. And now you seeing how big the tree is getting and how many more people is surrounded around that particular tree, because now you got grandkids and great grandkids and all of this. And then put a plaque on that tree with their name and their face on there, that this tree was planted in the memory of. Ooh, I'm already excited about that idea. So take it and run with it. Do it your way. Create your own joy, your personal joy. Create that personal joy. Number 10, last but certainly not least, this is where I want you to practice mindfulness. Incorporate mindfulness or relaxation techniques such as meditation or deep breathing techniques. You can do this wherever you are. You can literally do this right now. Right now. I have a friend who created the global 1 minute of silence. What I love about the global 1 minute of silence, anybody can do it anywhere, and it sets the tone and the mood for the room. You can open up and say, we're going to do a global 1 minute of silence. If everyone can just relax, close their eyes, Just allow your body to naturally breathe. Listen to the natural sounds around you. Hear the world moving even when you choose to be still. Peace, be still. Protection, be activated. And joy, be restored. I am okay, even though my mind remembers the person that I lost, and the love that I have for them will always be in my heart. Today, I choose to celebrate them, to memorialize them, and to keep their legacy alive through activating my joy and not my sadness. I'm Dr. Marty K. Casey with Ungun Institute, and I hope today the things that I have shared have helped you personally restore your joy after grief.
Thank you so much, Dr. Casey. Such a wealth of very, very, very important information and just good information. Um, During the conversation, I was reminded, or it came to me, you and I both know, and others may as well, but I know personally because I live in the African American, I am an African American in that community. That has been something that when it deals with grief or mental illness, trying to, especially our men, Black men, they have a hard time reaching out to somebody like them or just saying, hurt. I have all this baggage or this luggage. I'm carrying this weight every single day. And I have been for the last 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years even. Um, Nowadays it's becoming more of an open topic and subject that I think our younger generation can change the way that the older has been taught. It was like it's like a taboo in the Black community, when it came to reaching out for mental illness or getting support groups and things like that. And as you know, we deal with a lot of seniors. So dealing with a lot of seniors, especially in the city of St. Louis, is there something that you can help us? I'm speaking really even from myself because I will have to do a lot of the friendly visits and the phone calls and things like that, and I deal with people. Sometimes they don't have a lot of support from their loved ones or their community around them. And because they are homebound or even just afraid to go out because of their street is real dangerous. Is there something for that person that really can't get out to a support group or get a hold to, they don't belong to a local church, so therefore they don't have that opportunity to get out or don't know of who they could trust? What is it that you can tell me, or how do I deal with a person like that to try to get them to get what they need mentally? So because a lot of times the mental is what's causing our physical to be bound, and if we can get free in our minds, a lot of times the weight of that hurt and pain and disease will start falling off or start healing. So what is it, Dr. Casey, that you can help me to help others when it comes to that?
Absolutely. Thank you first of all, for that question. As you were speaking, the first thing that comes to mind, I'm always big on creativity. If you know, Ungun, our logo has the word art in it, ART, with a paintbrush sticking out of it with a teardrop, right? Because I
Mm,
want to take the hurt and pain and help you create new ways to create your joy again, to bring that back to the surface. So as you were speaking, the first thing that I was thinking is that there's a few barriers that you mentioned, right? You mentioned
mhm,
possibly be a person that isn't connected to any groups, any religious groups, and so they're not really going outside because they also live in a neighborhood that is could be a little dangerous, and they're older, and so
mhm,
they are automatically isolated. So how
mhm,
do we get good information to someone who is isolated? Well, if
mhm.
you are the one that is making calls and you're making that direct contact with them, then maybe there could be a aging advantage. I would say creating like a weekly help list. And
Okay.
on this weekly help list is giving good tools and techniques of what they can do that particular week
Okay.
to help themselves. And
Okay.
so if you were calling up Mr. Jones today,
Mhm,
say to Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, we had this Zoom presentation with Dr. Marty, and she gave 10 things that individuals can do after grief. Mr. Jones, I know you lost your wife 3 years ago, and I thought about you and I said, oh, this list would be great for Mr. Jones. So I'm calling so that you can write some of these things down because I think there's some good nuggets to help you.
okay.
So we have to, it's the my great grandmother used to say all the time, there is nothing new under the sun. It isn't. But there are new ways that we have to communicate because of the way the world is evolving, right?
Right.
My great
Mhm.
grandmother was born in 1910. 1910 don't look like 2026.
Right.
Right. And we in 2025, but it's not 1910 will not look like 2026. So
Right.
what I'm saying is that we're still human, we're still people, we still operating from the same senses. We are still having the same hurt and pain, same things causing hurt and pain. However, how do we get the information now to PC? It used to be on horse and buggy.
Uh-huh.
It used to take months to get some information to your neighbor, but it's not like that now. We just a device away on our phones, through social media. So that's not the barrier anymore of getting the information to them, but you need to make sure you connect and understand who needs this information. So if you have a list of individuals that you all serve, and there's a maybe a personal profile, and you understand what Mr. Jones needs versus what Miss Sarah needs versus what Tommy needs, then when this information in these videos and these conversations come into play, you put that in your database, and now who can use what Dr. Marty just said today? Now you have 20 people who just came up, and boom, you call them immediately and you give them this information, because that's how we save lives. We save lives with resources, with
That's
providing
it.
information,
Okay.
with sharing good things and ways to help to keep somebody alive. We cannot keep somebody alive by sitting on the information, by not sharing and not caring. It's just the opposite.
That's it. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Most definitely. And you know what you were talking to? One of the last things that you did with the breathing exercise, that's something that can even be implemented. So again, thank you for that as well. I didn't really think of that at first, but I think that'd be something great for specifically for those homebound people, that would be great. And then also, let's see, we have a question here. Does this fit into with your stop, breathe, think model that goes with Ungun Institute? Okay.
Yes, it absolutely does. As a matter of fact, anytime you see me on here, I am actually giving you nuggets from Stop, Breathe, and Think. Stop, Breathe, and Think is the curriculum in which I operate from, and these are parts of those series, if you will, or that module. So, by all means, these are things. I sit here. I'm going to show you something. I sit on my desk. It's here. It's right here on my desk.
Mm-hmm.
and it's a
Okay.
little timer. And I'll sit here before Zoom and I'll just sit and just stare at it and watch the sand fall and I
Hmm.
simply breathe. And I'm concentrating on the sand falling. So this is mindfulness. This is me looking at something, concentrating on it. But while I'm looking at it, I am also being very structured and strategic about the time that I am just breathing, relaxing, resting, and reassuring myself that what it is I am about to do is going to make a difference. So I will never, personally, you will never hear me share or say anything that I'm not willing to do or use myself.
That's great.
That's why it's good news to have a platform like this to share it with. Because yeah,
Yes.
honey, I done figured out how to be a big girl and still be healthy. So I want to share. How can you eat your good cookies and cakes and still be healthy? I need to share that. And it
Yes,
comes because,
indeed.
and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't drink. I
Okay.
don't do drugs. I've never
Hmm.
smoked. I've never even had a cup of coffee, right?
Mm.
So there are just certain things that um it's balance, right?
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I, I'm eating a lot of sweets. Oh, but these things I don't do. So it's
Uh-huh.
balance.
Uh-huh.
So I tell
Hmm.
people, you need to know where you fall on the scale. If you're doing some things that you know is not good in your life, then I need you to do on this side
Yes.
some things to balance that
Yeah.
out,
That's it. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Like I love to dance. I mean, I cuts a rug. You hear me? I cuts a rug. And so I'm not always just dancing to gospel music. I'm out there with some other stuff. I'm
Right, right.
okay. But how do I balance that out? I'm also in my word. I'm in scripture. And I make sure I never lose that, even if I'm out here dancing to some music that's catching me with that beat. But I make sure that I never lose sight of who I am. It's that balance.
Yes. That's it. Absolutely.
All a
That's it.
part of being a part of life and being
That's it.
I'm sorry. I do things Mother Teresa does, but I'm not Mother Teresa. So there, so therefore I got some Tina Turner moves. You know? So with all of that being said, I'm gonna let you go. But
Great
I'm
though.
always honored
Yes.
here to share. So I thank Aging Advantage and all of you all on staff for having me.
Yes, and we appreciate you again, Dr. Marty. Thank you so much for your time and attention to us and what we're trying to do and helping us to be successful in what we're doing. Again, thank you very much. You have a wonderful day and can't wait to see you again for the next time. Take
Okay.
care.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye.